Hi, this is Tracy Collins of Healthy Black Girl Podcast, a weekly podcast centered around Black women in all aspects of our mental, emotional, spiritual, sexual, and physical health and healing. Come join us on this journey. Hi everyone. Thank you so much for joining me here on my YouTube channel. And I just want to introduce myself to you. My name is Tracy Collins. I'm a lot of things. I'm a writer. I am a traveler. I am a nature lover. I love plants a lot. I hug trees. Um, I am a CEO of my own company. I'm an artist, meaning in my artistry, I write stage plays and screenplays. Um, I am also an author. Did I say that right? Author. And last but not least, I'm a wife and a mom. But I'm not going to talk about them. One of my pet peeves is when women align themselves with someone else in their identity. So I just think it's important to always know who you are and like be true to that. And so I wanted to make this video. Sorry, y'all. Hold on. I wanted to make this video to talk about who I am as a person. So you guys can really understand like the concept of this channel and a little bit more about me. I'm a woman who values her peace above all else. And I will do anything in my life to remove it if it doesn't align with my peace. And so I don't care how much money is attached to it. I don't care who is attached to it. I don't care what is attached to it. If it does not align with my peace and my overall core values, it has to go. And that realization was a very, very long time for me to come to. I'm a daughter. I'm the oldest of three children. And I act very much like the oldest child, too. I act like the oldest person in my family, honestly. I'm the person that everybody comes to in my family for guidance, it seems, wisdom and clarity. And it's not a role that I'm actually happy that I have. Let me just say that. Because there are elders in my family. Fortunately, my mom is still here and my aunt is still here. But it's something about the wisdom that I've attained and God has bestowed upon me and my life lessons that really align with, I guess, giving great advice. But I'm also that person who is very, very frank. And that's also the reason why some people will not come to me, is because they just don't want to hear the truth. And I try not to frame the truth in a way that will be detrimental to their person, but also I try to frame it in a way that will make them think and realize and come to some sort of realization on their own. Let me see. In my artistry, which absolutely means the most to me. As you can see, there's Miss Viola. Oh, on this side, there's Miss Viola Davis, there's Lena Horne, there is Pearl Bailey, and on this side, there's Tracy. If you guys don't know Tracy Twinkie Bird, I do have the honor of knowing Tracy, and she is one of the #1 Black casting directors in Hollywood. She also is an executive producer and a director in her own right. And of course, I'm sorry, you can't have Black art without having Felicia Rashad and Debbie Allen. What little Black girl is not a fan of theirs? I've always been a fan of Miss Debbie Allen. And then, of course, Shonda Rhimes, just because of the empire that she's created. Viola is my absolute favorite actress in the world. And I'm a person who loves words. I love words. I love words so much that I don't take them for granted. I try to be very mindful about what I say, and I'm so cognizant of words that people mistake the fact that I don't like strife with my lack of not being confrontational, but it's also because I know myself best. And being diplomatic in my speech. If you catch the real Tracy who is out of her professional hat, you're not going to get the best version of myself. So, since I know that is my weakness, and I just choose to not exercise that. So, when I talk about words and energy, and because words have power, words are spelling even if we're speaking it or writing it, and I want to make sure that I'm always casting the best spell possible from a frequency level in the universe. I'm a critical thinker, I'm an analytical thinker. I'm always, unfortunately, and I say unfortunately because it's hard to get out of, but I'm always in my business mind. um I'm very I'm very fortunate to have created the largest Black and BIPOC birth doula training company in the world, and also we have our own world database of Black and BIPOC birthing professionals. And the objective for that company was really to mitigate the Black maternal death rate as much as I could from my standpoint. But there's a lot of weight that comes with that. I launched that company after 17 years of being in the field in 2017. So the company is going on its fifth or sixth birthday. So fifth birthday going into the 6th year of its inception. Um, what else? I love to travel a lot. I'm a Black woman who has decided to break up with the United States um, because of how. Well, first of all, let me say this. I never thought the United States was home to me. I never felt that way. And when I would hear people say, oh, it's the greatest country in the world, from as early as I could remember, I would always question, is it? Is it? I didn't get my passport until I was, oh God, I don't even remember how old I was, but in 2012 or 2013. And my very first international trip was to Dubai. And on my way to Dubai, I went to London, loved it, and spent 2 weeks in Dubai visiting a cousin who taught abroad. Came back, and since then, I really have fallen in love with South America. And I've been to Cuba, I've been to Mexico several times, been to Costa Rica. It seems like I'm forgetting other places too. Because I did a count. I think total I've been to like 7 countries, but so those are the ones that are coming up in my head. Um, I cook, but I don't cook like I used to cook. I actually hold a culinary degree. Whatever. But I was able to use that degree in my line of work and supporting birthing people. Um, but honestly, I think one of the things that people have called me was like a master manifester. What I say I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do. And one of the things that I absolutely love is to doubt me. Like doubt me just because I'm gonna get joy in proving you wrong. So, even if you will never see the joy externally, you won't, but trust and believe I have some gratification in that. Um, but I definitely believe in pouring into myself, and I invest in myself. I invest in my brand. I invest in my company, and I invest in my skill set. There are a lot of things I don't know, so I always want to become a master of what I don't know if it aligns with me, so I can learn it and apply it immediately and discard what I don't want. I'm in the process right now of breaking up with a lot of things and a lot of way of doing things. I'm sitting right now in my home office. It's where I get, the majority of my work done. I record my podcast here, Healthy Black Girl Podcast. I have meetings here all the time, but I'm just in a place and space in my life to where I'm just redefining myself, and I'm redefining what I want the rest of my life to look like and what I want to experience with the remainder of the time that I have here. That's why when I said that my peace is priceless, and anything or anyone that I feel is not aligning with that, I begin to unravel what that looks like and means. And then I begin to remove it from my life. And in the process, because something that I'm doing or in the process of actually already started it. It is going to cause a big, huge shift in my life, but it's the shift that I want. And, um, and I'm ready for it. I'm a person who also, who, I'm the first six-figure earner in my family. And I've been a six-figure earner for many years now, trying to break that seven-figure mark. I am, I think, one of the first real, to my recollection, and as far as I can go back, business owners in my family. I am the first person to be openly be in a same-sex relationship openly and not care. I don't give a shit what anybody thinks. I don't. That's another thing about me. Like, I don't really give a shit what people think. Yeah, it's really hard for me to care about what other people think when it pertains to my personal life. I just don't give a shit at all. Even those who I care about, if it ain't impacting my daily life, I just don't. I don't care. I try to do my very best with the time that I have here. I'm the first person in my family to denounce Christianity openly. I am the first person in my family to have always been in sought of our traditional spirituality. It really resonated with me, like, from the moment, I would say, as far back as the last 20 years of my life. And that's my spiritual journey has been 20 years, and it's still developing, and I'm still learning. And but I will say this, like, and having an open relationship, and honor of my ancestors, I am able to see, Tracy is able to see, like, blessings manifest in real time. Um yeah and it's nothing like it. It's a daily practice for me. So um my journey with writing, I keep saying this, my journey with writing started as early as 11 years old. And when I started writing poetry. No, actually, I started um, writing the words down to songs. Like when you had to, like, record and then stop it and then rewind it and then, did you hear it right? And that was what I was doing. And that's when I learned how much words mean to me. So then I started writing poetry. And then from there, it was 16 years old when my creative writing teacher, Miss A, I can't think of her last name, but I was in the 11th grade, and she said, "Tracy, you're an amazing creative writer." And I was taking a creative writing class at the time, and she was the instructor. And she said, "You are an amazing creative writer," but I never sought writing as a career for me. And I'm one of those people who, if I don't feel like it, I ain't gonna write. And there's a lot of me not feeling like writing always. But I realize, because I love words so much, and because I have the ability of expressing myself in written words so authentically and being transparent, and I'm able to see myself in different lanes, or envision myself, if I was such and such, how would I act, how would I think, what would I say, what would I do, and I'm able to articulate that on paper. um, it has allowed me to write um, stage productions. And my last stage production in Oakland, I'm originally from Oakland. My last stage production in Oakland won me a mayoral proclamation. So March 14th is Tracy Collins Day in the city of Oakland. So I have my own day in the city of Oakland, and I'm so grateful. I'm actually listed as one of the most influential people to come out of Oakland. And you see names like Tom Hanks and um, Dunbar, and you see all of these names, and like, Mahershala Ali, and you know, with when my friend showed me that, she took a screenshot and circled my name, and I was like, oh my God, that was that was honorable for me. But everything that I do, everything that I do is centered around telling our stories as Black women. And at the end of the day, if I could sum myself up in one word, I'm a storyteller. I am a storyteller of Black women and our lived, unique lived experiences on this earth, our history, our journey, our experiences, our spiritual history. Um, I tell our stories in every way. And it comes out in a way of, if I'm writing, we're at the centerpiece. If I'm creating a company, we're at the centerpiece. If I am moving and operating and observing, we are always at my focal point in the centerpiece, because that's what I am. And so I write what I know. And so being a writer for me has been such an evolution, and that process has unfolded uniquely. It has not unfolded the way that I thought it was going to unfold. And but the way that it's unfolding, it's continuing to tell its own story, meaning like I'm continuing to write my own story. And this is why I try to be very, very slow to speak. I am the quietest person in my house, probably except for Mahogany, my baby, my daughter who's 18. Um, but I'm the quietest person in my house. It's very hard for me to, not hard, but I'm just not somebody who's going to have a lot to say. I don't have a lot to say at all, because I spend most of my time listening and observing. Um, I learn a lot that way. I learn a lot that way. And I'm grateful for those lessons that I learn as I listen and as I observe. Um, it allows me to learn, it allows me to live, make different decisions, listen to my intuition. It allows me to tell stories. It allows me to have experiences and thoughts that lots aren't privy to. Um, yeah, I'm a person who moves in silence, but yet I'll speak just enough. Um, so I just wanted to share this time with you guys so you would get to know me and what I do, and just really the core essence of me. Yeah. And maybe I'll do another one of these videos. If you are joining me for the very first time, please be sure to like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you can see when I upload a video. But this space for me is curated and designed around not only my life, but my process in breaking up with the United States, and just my loves. And my loves are my honey. Well, first of all, it's myself, and she knows that. She knows that I love myself first, and she allows that, and I allow that same for her. And her, my kids, and like nature. I love nature. I love animals, and that was a surprise too, y'all, because I wasn't no animal lover. I didn't grow up with animals, but yeah, I'm an animal lover. So, and this is the channel where I can freely express that. And one of the things that I don't like is like, oh, you have to you like nail down in your niche. And I feel like, what the fuck? I'm so multifaceted. Why can't I share that? Everybody is multifaceted. However, it is centered around Black women because I am one. And I will always tell our stories. And you are going to see a lot unfold and a lot change, and you are going to see a lot of things develop how I see them in my head. And just thank you so much for being on this journey with me. And I look forward to growing this space with you. So thank you for joining me, and goodbye.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Healthy Black Girl Podcast. Be sure to follow us on all of our social media platforms as Healthy Black Girl Podcast on Instagram and Facebook. And you can follow me personally, Tracy Collins, on Instagram. See you next time.